think it looks perfect where it is. I can't empty that while we are inside the castle. The smell would be too much. It's an empty shelf. Looks like Shouty didn't keep much food in the place.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably because when he gets hungry, he drinks people's blood instead of chowing down a bowl of frosted Frankenbolt cereal. But man, those sure are good. I love those mini marshmallows, though I was not happy when they changed the red scars to pink beakers.
This looks like something I might be able to use, eventually. The craftsmanship of these windows is exquisite. It looks like two snakes intertwined and two purple tentacles.
I hate purple tentacles. I prefer the green ones. Much nicer.
This looks like one of Shouty's old coloring books. It has a picture of a newt in it. Glad to see he was at least a normal child.
Except he did this as an adult. This is fresh crayon, and that's a new box.
Oh dear. It's no masterpiece for sure, but ripping it up seems petty. The Apostolate's Code of Conduct forbids rude gestures, especially spitting on art. It's a purple crayon that belongs to Shouty. This will be useful. I'll take it. Let's see what sort of reading material the Baroness keeps in her library. Chicken soup for those without a soul. Feeding right. 10 ways to lower your victim's cholesterol. New England Skeptic's Guide to Not-So-Intelligent Design by I. Mary Skepchick. God Takes Manhattan by Gilly Gax. Xylophone, the best X word ever. Zippity-doos and don'ts. Sharpening Your Fangs, a parent's guide to raising the perfect vampire by Dr. Max Schreck. The joy of cooking your enemies. The Abbey by Chris M.K. Au. Rivals, Polecats and Rottweilers, Asphalt Vengeance by Timothy S.D. Fine. Paradise Found. How to Cook Chicken and Annoy Your Guild by Leroy Jenkins. Not So Wasted, Skull Trauma Treatment by Dr. J. Spicoli. The Dark Knight returns. Knife Sprinter. O positive, common, yet delicious. Moderate expectations. Magic potions made easy, number 5, purely poisons. I'm a bat, I'm a woman, a female vampire's guide to independence. Just because I love you doesn't mean I won't eat you. Pig Pimple's Guide to Schools of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Large Men. Operation Echo by W. Eakin. Introductory Lessons in Stair Diving by D. Callis. From here to that spot right over there. 11 Things That Taste Really, Really Bad. Clockwoman. Draxylvania on Just 2 Pints a Day, a Traveler's Guide. The Imbecile's Guide to Sanitarium Treatment by Dr. S. Loomis. Gila Monsters, The Forbidden Fruit. What to expect when you're expecting the spawn of Satan. Interview with the Umpire by Paige Turner. Beware of the Spider Monkey, Tonight He Comes for Thee. A Teen Camper's Guide to Crystal Lake Basin. Atlas listened intently. I'm done with these books for now. It's a shelf full of weird rectangles.
They're called books.
Boring. Look, Fudgeweek, a notepad.
Excellent observation, my dear Watson. Let's investigate this notepad further.
How come I'm Watson? You're more like Watson than I am.
Well, you certainly know Sherlock.
I can see the imprint from the Baroness's pen.
Read it!
Why don't you, Sherlock?
I can't read it. It's not my fault bats haven't evolved the ability to read impressions on paper yet.
Well, I can't read it either. The writing is too faint. It's too sticky. It'll stick to everything in my pockets and gather lint and get all gross. I read about this neat trick of using a pencil to read word impressions in a book once.
You read?
All right. My friend read the book, okay?
You have friends who read?
Okay. So my friend's brother read the book that had this neat trick in it and told me about it. There. Happy? Let's see if this will work.
Your friend's brother's author is a genius.
Aha! Look, Fudgeek, a clue.
Brilliant! What's it say?
It's a list of book titles. A Teen Camper's Guide to Crystal Lake. Draxylvania on 2 Pints a Day. The Dark Knight Returns. And Sharpening Your Fangs, a Parent's Guide to Raising the Perfect Vampire. What does all this mean?
Great job, Sherlock. Apparently we found the clue, but what it's a clue for is a mystery.
I thought you were Sherlock. It's the Baroness's desk. Looks like there's some kind of journal sitting on it.
Ooh, her journal. Let's read it. Maybe we'll find out which boys she likes and what she thinks of her parents.
I don't think it's that kind of journal, Frederick.
It just says, visit Von Kiefer, and then there's a period and the word come. It's very interesting.
That makes no sense. If only we had the time. Perhaps later. I would gladly pick something up for you if there was something there.
And if it was something really obscure that would help us solve a puzzle that would ultimately get us off this rock.
Well then, there's that, of course. I might need this. Let's try this food. Hey, Frederick! He likes it! It's a kitty-like thing. Bonsoir. Who are you?
Hi, Wackett. A better question would be, who was I? I used to be the Baroness von Kiefer's familiar.
What's a familiar?
A familiar is kind of a special guardian that witches use. I used to serve the Baroness in various ways. Protect her special items while she was away. You know, that kind of thing. Back in the day, I even had some limited magical powers of my own.
What happened?
Well, I guess I wasn't as powerful as the Baroness was hoping. So my job was outsourced to a homunculus.
What do you do around here?
Mostly hunt rats. I used to do it just for sport. But I have to admit, Shawty hardly ever feeds me, and the rats are downright tasty.
Do you always eat the rats you catch?
Eventually. Although sometimes I just smack them around for a few hours and maybe scratch them a couple of times. Then I pretend to lose interest. At some point, they figure they're actually going to escape and make a run for it. At the last second, I pounce on them. If I time it just right, I can feel the wave of crushing despair wash over them. It's really a lot of fun.
Damn, that's harsh.
No, it's harsh when I do it to them a second time. You know, just before I bite their little heads off and nibble on their tiny feet.
You mentioned you used to guard various items. What type of things specifically?
Mostly I watched over 2 very special books in the library. To say more would be indiscreet.
That is all I need to know.